the judge said to you at sentencing, when you do the same thing 13 times, it's not a mistake, it's a choice. Do you remember him saying that?
No, actually, I mean, to be totally honest with you, I don't know. He probably did though, but I'm not sure. I just can't say I remember. But
it's not about whether or not we make this decision, sir, about whether it's appropriate for you to finish the 3 years you have to serve out in the community on parole, and we make it in light of the interests of public safety. And your track record is one of being a menace. I've been doing this almost 8 years. This is the first time I read about somebody drunk driving to the liquor store.
Right. Yeah. They're driving erratically.
And in my town.
And we are about to watch the parole hearing of a man who has so many DUIs on his record. It's hard to keep track. And, he was only sentenced 12/5 of 2023, given a maximum sentence of 3 years, even though he continues to show that he is an absolute danger to the public. Now, I think that the parole board's member, that her passion in this parole hearing is justified. I love that she said, in my town, but I also wish I could hear that same passion when it comes to those offenses against children. I wish that I could hear the same anger, and we sometimes do, but not all the time. And I do want to point for the record that we have seen enough parole hearings where there have been cases where those were driving to the liquor store when they got their 5th or 6th DUI. But it certainly is interesting to see it here in Connecticut. I'll unpack it with what details we have at the end.
Let's go with Davenport. Inmate number 101777.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Edward Davenport 101777. He is serving a sentence of 6 years, execution suspended after 3 years, 2 years mandatory minimum, followed by 3 years probation for criminal violation and protective order, violation of probation with the underlying possession with intent to sell and dispense narcotics.
I think we have a
Excuse me?
Hold on 1 second, Mr. Davenport.
The DUIs and the driving on a suspended license, violation of conditional release.
Hold on 1 second, Mr. Davenport.
Yeah, don't have no driving, no sell of narcotics, no way in life.
Hold on 1 second. I tried information. Hold on 1 second, sir.
Over there.
Yes, I apologize, sir.
Okay.
He has
Spare me.
6 years, execution suspended after 3 years,
After
2 years
2 years.
mandatory. 2 years mandatory minimum, followed by 3 years probation for operating under the influence. Third offense, illegal operating a motor vehicle under suspicion of alcohol. Third offense, illegal operating of a motor vehicle under suspense. Third, illegal operating under motor vehicle suspense. Third, violation of conditional release, 1st degree. As of today, records reflect a mandatory minimum parole eligibility date of April 13, 2025 at 50%. There's no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed and shows he has completed voice in tier 2 to date and is currently participating in the aftercare and CCAR program. He remains on the wait list for tier 1. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system scores, the overall score falls within the high range for Mr. Davenport for risk for recidivism. Mr. Davenport, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin, sir.
Okay. I did complete tier 2, though. I didn't complete that. That's been completed. And I did the CCAR program as well as completed that. Now, I do have something I would like to speak out to the parole board on my behalf. I can read a letter to you.
Go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm writing this letter on behalf of my being paroled. First of all and foremost, I want it to be known that I have used really all of this time of my incarceration to reflect as well as focus on my future. I have come to realize really now more than ever that drinking has never really done anything positive or promote anything positive in my life, really. Good or positive results that I can truly say from my heart. All drinking have really done, wow, and in the end was causing me problems. Doing the TIER program helped me even more to realize this fact, and to really come to heart to realize with myself face to face. I am grateful. I am very grateful and thankful that I still have the chance to live a more productive and constructive life. I hurt more than myself because of the consequences of my incarceration and drinking, such as my family, my mother, who is blessed to have just turned 92, and I am her only son. She has lived due to one being murdered and the other one dying from complications from 0 years of drinking. And my sister died of an aneurysm. So now it's only me and my baby sister to take care of her, which is where I will be residing and living with my mother and sister, seeing how I was also seeing how I allowed drinking to cause my wife to divorce me. I gave the drinking up back in 2022. Not only did the program give me even more encouragement and reason to stay clean and sober, I also took the CCAR program classes and graduated and found out that CCAR is actually opening a building directly across the street from where I will be staying, living in Charcoal Plaza in London, which I'm hoping I could be of help to them as well as possibly them helping be of help to me in the way of employment. I have a good support system like my church members, family, my daughter's son, and friends. And in closing, I would like it to be known that I have taken full responsibility and actions for my actions and feel more sure of myself to do the right things in life, such as making better choices and decisions. I also will be using the skills I have learned in the CCAR program to help my community deal with addiction in hopes that this will help me as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that opening statement. We're going to proceed with questions we prepared, starting with panel member Barry.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So, Mr. Davenport, I appreciate your opening statement, and I'm happy to hear that you finally believe that you have the tools necessary to avoid your relapse. You've been struggling with this disease for a number of years. I show your criminal history dates back to 1978. So you've been doing this for a really, really long time. And I'm just curious to know is your liver okay? Because this is a whole lot of drinking.
Yes, ma'am. I just had that checked. I did it while I was here. Yes, my liver is definitely okay. It's definitely
She asked you in all sincerity, sir, not as a source of humor.
Oh, no. Since she asked me about my liver okay,
Yes.
Just straight out there from straight, she'd ask me that because I did have my liver checked. And, they was concerned about the same thing. And they sent me to UConn and so forth like that. And I have my liver checked. Yes, it's okay. My liver is fine.
So have you ever been able to address why you drink so heavily or so excessively?
Yeah, sometime I was like get upset, but most of the time it was just drinking out just to be drinking, just drinking. But I really didn't need it, and I found that out. I found that out late. I didn't really need to drink it, And as I got older,
I'm going to, so Mr. Davenport, have you been able to gain a better understanding of why you drink?
Yes, I have.
Is it a boredom?
No, not boredom. There was problems sometimes when problems come along, and because of problems, and sometimes with the brain, hanging with the wrong crowd, which back in when I was younger, hanging with the wrong people and so forth like that. And And as far as boredom, I don't think it really had nothing to really do with boredom. It always something to do with, need some kind of something to do. But basically hanging out with the wrong people and doing things like that, trying to be part of the crowd.
So this, Mr. Davenport, what was so interesting about my reviewing your file was that you've participated in a number of treatments to address your alcoholism, and nothing has worked thus far. And go ahead.
Oh no, besides participated in a number of treatments. Only one I think I really treated was Lebanon Pines. That was like in 07.
It was in 07, and you completed that successfully, but you had several others after that. In fact, my history, my review of your file says that you participated in the DUI home confinement. It looks like
that was there,
at least 3 times, according to my records, and you've taken the Tier 4 program when you were in prison in 2013 because of a DUI. And then when you were interviewed by the officer in preparation for today's hearing, you mentioned absolutely nothing about a relapse plan.
Oh, relapse plan? Oh, well, my relapse plan is this right here. It's staying clean by, like I said, I have a lot of support. I'm a member of my church now, and they did give me a lot of support, my church members. And like I said, I haven't been drinking since 2022, but not only that, I have more reasons now to stay clean, especially with my mother's health and conditions. She don't know one year to take care of her but me. That's one reason why. And another reason is like I have lost too much due to this drinking. I have lost too much in drinking and doing other things. I've lost too much in
So let me tell you something, Mr. Davenport. As parole board members, we really don't care if you decide to drink yourself to death. That's your choice. It's a choice that you make. Drinking can be very damaging to your health, as you know. I heard you talk about other people in your family suffering from very similar things and how they passed away due to their substance abuse. It's when you get behind the wheel of a car without a license and drive and hit things and cause accidents and then say other people were driving the car. Like, I don't, why when there's so many other things, other ways for you to be picked up or go from one place to another. There's so many different things, resources out there for you not to have to drive. Why do you continuously do that when you know that you do not have a valid license, that you're not supposed to be driving? Why?
That was very inexcusable, but I say other people were driving. I don't know if you're doing that, but as you just mentioned,
as you just
what did you just
say? I'm sorry.
That's it. Other people were driving. You said you are trash. So I said other people were driving.
You said your son was driving a car when you hit 2 parked cars,
and there was nobody in your car with you.
I can't. I really don't remember saying that. I really don't remember saying that. But from what you just said right there, like I said, driving and get behind that wheel, I totally take responsibility for that. Like I said, I have come to realize I've lost a lot of things by being in denial like that. I don't know.
So prison wasn't enough for you to be that. What prison wasn't a wake up call for you?
At that time, it was and it wasn't, because I was going through other things, and I'm thinking that drinking will take the problem away, which it never did, never done. And like I said, I'm older now, and I have too much to look forward to even attempt to even want to even get behind the wheel of a car.
Well, I wish that I could believe that.
I don't even want to really drink or be in that environment with people that does that. I used to be in an environment with.
So Mr. Davenport, can I stop you? Because I'm a person that really, like, verbiage is problematic for me. So you're using things like you don't want to drink, and I'm not gonna drink again. And I really do think that if you were capable of doing that, you wouldn't be in prison right now.
True.
So it's more than just your will. You have to be every single day intentional about your sobriety, sir.
If you are an alcoholic or were an alcoholic, you are an alcoholic today.
And I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about this because you're
No.
65 years old. You don't have a lot of life left to live. And if you want to continue to do life in installments, like driving a car when you know that you're not supposed to be, that's your decision. But, you know, I mean, honestly, I based on, you know, the fact that you participated in a number of treatments previously, you said that you went to Lebanon Pines. That was the most beneficial for you, but yet that still didn't stop you from drinking. And you've taken the DUI program a number of times. That still didn't stop you from drinking. You've taken a Tier 4 program. That's the creme de la creme of programs that VOC has to offer. That still didn't stop you from drinking. And then you come inside the prison and then you get another ticket for drinking.
You are trash.
Well, no, that was PhD, was it?
In talks, we don't have any details.
Yeah, that right there. That right there, we come find out that this was intoxicated. And if I was not intoxicated, I would take an oxys. That's which I'm prescribed to.
Okay.
That was was that in Oregon? I believe that was in Oregon, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know which prison it was in, sir. It's just.
Because I know I know in Oregon, they found out that I was taking oxy. They thought it was like some other kind of drug, and they found out that it was oxy that I actually was taking on my medication.
Mr. Davenport, I really am happy to hear that you still have the love and support of your family and your children. Sounds like you have a viable sponsor. Your sister has agreed to allow you to live with her. I heard you talking about your mother who's getting old and you're wanting to be there with her. All those things they sound like they're positive things in your box, you know, to hopefully keep you on the straight and narrow. It's just very difficult for me to say that I could support your discretionary parole when you haven't. Do you know that you've been out in the community 14 times under supervision?
14 times, I really know. I really don't know. I can't say I really have no exact. It's like 14 times, I don't know exactly.
Well, you've been out there 14 times. That's how many times you actually were successful. Out of 14 times.
I can't even recall. I really can't recall.
Four. You failed 4 times. You failed 10 times. And looking at your record, I see you were driving with a suspended license 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 times since 2005. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DUIs that we know about.
No parole for tape.
And that's another thing right there. Once your license, they told me, I didn't know this till they told me, if your license was suspended under DUI and you get stopped while your license is still suspended, it still fall under DUI. I didn't even know that. Even
Because
if
you're not
license,
supposed to be driving.
period,
It shouldn't fall under anything.
Absolutely.
It should fall under Uber. It should fall under
Absolutely.
It should fall under Connecticut Transit, not under a suspended license because you have.
You're right. You're all right, Mr. I'll argue with you. All right. You're definitely right. Like I said, I have.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Davenport, I don't have any questions for you. You know, the judge said to you at sentencing, when you do the same thing 13 times, it's not a mistake, it's a choice. Do you remember him saying that?
No, actually, I mean, to be totally honest with you, I don't know. He probably did though, but I'm not sure. I just can't say I remember, but you know,
Okay, it's not about whether or not.
He did. Quite sure that he did. I'm very quite sure he did.
Yes. So, the point of it is, you minimize the offenses by calling them mistakes when they are in fact choices. You minimize crashing your car into poles and other cars when you're drunk and behind the wheel by calling it an accident. It's not an accident if you get behind the wheel of a car after you've been drinking.
None.
We make this decision, sir, about whether it's appropriate for you to finish the 3 years you have to serve out in the community on parole, and we make it in light of the interests of public safety.
Mhm.
And, your track record is one of being a menace. I've been doing this almost 8 years.
Mhm.
This is the first time I read about somebody drunk driving to the liquor store.
Right. Yeah. They're driving erratically.
And in my town. All right, Mr. Rodriguez.
No questions, Madam Chair.
All right, give us just a minute. That's all it's gonna take.
Thank you. So I really would love to support Mr. Davenport's discretionary parole, but he really has given us very little to work with. Hasn't done well out in the community under prior supervisions. And the nature and circumstance of his current offense is very, very concerning, in addition to his criminal history dating back almost 50 years. Or 45 years?
Yeah.
It's too much to overcome, and I'm happy to hear that he believes that he has what he needs this time to go out and be successful. But I hope that he is successful on probation. I hope to continue.
Okay. I would not, do not find Mr. Davenport suitable.
I do not either, Madam Chair.
Okay, so criminal history, nature and circumstance. Okay, because I had a question mark about change. In the matter of Edward Davenport, inmate number 101777, there's a motion to deny parole for the following reasons: your criminal history and the nature and circumstances of your current offenses. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, parole is denied.
This concludes the hearing for Edward Davenport, 101777. Mr. Davenport, you're all set. You'll receive all this in writing. Good luck to you.
So that means I have to do the whole time,
Yes.
Correct, sir.
Or do I go ahead? Is there a halfway house or I have to do halfway house or something?
You have a sponsor. Why are you talking about a halfway house?
I mean, while I'm here, while I'm in here, if I was denied, this first time I've ever been to parole, so, I'm denied right now.
Correct. So talk to your counselor at DOC and they'll make arrangements once you're getting ready to be discharged from there.
I'm sorry, so again, about discharge, what's that?
Talk to your counselor at the facility and they'll talk to you about discharge planning then. You'll see a discharge planner then.
You're going out, end of sentence, sir.
No parole for Tate.
I'm sorry, going on what?
None.
End of sentence. We're done.
Mr. Tate is not getting parole.
Mr. Tate is not getting paroled because of drinking issues. and I just had to bring it up. And here it is, the no parole for Tate merch. We have the hats, we have the t-shirts, we have the sweatshirts. What do you think? You guys asked for it, so we deliver it. I love it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's like the inside thing going on here. I don't know. This parole hearing, I do love how the parole board really, I don't know if it's classes or not. Wow, they really like gave it into it, man. It's I just wish they would do this for the Chomos. I really do. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's hit and miss. But just to think about this, if you can even imagine, this doesn't require much unpacking. I'll show you the info that Lady Holly has. But that a man can go through all of those programs and not be able to have any insight as to why he drinks, or at least a script pretending why. That's insane. I mean, nothing there. I would love, I've been waiting for the day for the parole board to say, can you please tell me what step 2 is, or what, like what, but they don't do that, and I don't know if they're not allowed to, if there's like a law prohibiting them from asking them about the 12 step, or if they just haven't thought about that. I don't know, but I think the craziest part about this is that he is going to get out soon, and he's going to be a danger to society. We have it here that, thank you, Lady Holly, he was given just 3 years. On 12/5/2023 is when he was sentenced. He's getting out 2/13/2026, basically a year from the date of this hearing. And you can go through, he has other things in his record. Evade 1 year jail sentence. One has to maybe guess that this evade responsibility injury. It seems like it might be, a DUI where he left the scene, right? Illegal operating motor vehicle. These are on these charges. Even for here, they only gave him a year. But probation. Then they have 3/18/2018 illegal operating under suspension. 4/29/2019. I don't know what this is. Illegal operating, another one. Alcohol second. 12/25/23. That's the one that we just saw. I mean, it's what they discussed, right? And then you can see these little slap on the wrist sentences. Illegal operating, third offense, 3 years, but suspended after 1 year. And look, I could be there in the room. I could see his defense attorney saying, hey, he's 60 something years old, give him 3 years, suspend the sentence, finally give him prison time. He doesn't. But I didn't hear any mention of interlock device. I didn't hear any mention of any of those type of requirements, wearing a scram bracelet. In other states, they would make that. You would see them, okay, they have to wear a scram bracelet when they get out. They'd have to have an interlock device. And I don't know if that's something that they leave to the probation officer to set as requirements, but it does leave me to wonder why we didn't hear them. I'm pretty sure we have heard. I don't know. I'm confused about that right now, actually. But there you have it. Someone who is dangerous. I think is just as dangerous as any criminal, if not more. He's driving around a multi-ton missile and doesn't show any maturity or understanding of what he's doing, of how dangerous it actually is. And just to think about that someone with that mindset, intellectual maturity, will by all light. I mean, repeat the dumb. I got my brain. Oh, you guys get my point. Okay. And with that, I'll let you go.
The judge said to you at sentencing, when you do the same thing 13 times, it's not a mistake, it's a choice. Do you remember him saying that?
No, actually, I mean, to be totally honest with you, I don't know. He probably did though, but I'm not sure. I just can't say I remember, but
it's not about whether or not we make this decision, sir, about whether it's appropriate for you to finish the 3 years you have to serve out in the community on parole, and we make it in light of the interests of public safety.
Mm-hmm.
And, your track record is one of being a menace. I've been doing this almost 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I read about somebody drunk driving to the liquor store.
Right. Yeah. Driving erratically.
And in my town,